Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here, as we're about to have today's video, here to showcase my new favorite signature size up in NBA 2K23. Now, ironically, this is actually the size up that I used from literally day 1 of having the game. Jalen Suggs. This is 75 ball handle requirement. You can use this on any build that is below 6'10". And I know I've been showing you guys a lot of this mixtape stuff lately between all the animations and stuff that I used to use. But this, like I said, is from day 1. This is literally the beginning of the year. You can see season 1, I was using this sig size up right here. And this was on a build that had no shooting either. I will say, moves like these are really well used on a shooting 6'9", shooting 6'8", whatever you want to use it on. You could even use this on small guards if you would like. I would argue this is very similar to the Steve Francis, where in the Steve Francis package you have this package where if you flick down diagonal to your offhand, it will slightly back you up just like this Jalen Suggs one will right here. And as you can see, the burst that you get out of this is ridiculous. It's going to bait this defender to play my left side drive right here, as you can see, because again, ridiculous speed that you can burst out of this with only gold quick first step in this clip as well. And then boom, we snap that behind the back to the side, contact, dunk him off that too. I just wanted to go through this mixtape, find you guys some clips that actually utilize this move when I was actually using it in game. And again, this was actually with a build that had no shooting. You can see, like, really, let's just go ahead and showcase this and picture that I did have shooting on the build, right? Let's say maybe the defender's playing me a little bit tighter. As you can see, this is going to back you up a little bit while doing it. And that little bit that you're backing up can still bait defenders to have to play that contest, obviously. Because let's say you were just standing directly on the three-point line and the defender is standing right there at their comfortable spot to not try and get rim run on you. Although, as you can see, this is the life of being someone that has 25 three-pointer, and the team at this point knows it because I've been dropping them off even with 25 three-pointer. Anyway, these are the types of moves that you're going to be able to do to back up off that looking for threes. And then after that, as you can see, if the defender maybe was more baited at the fact that you had to like respect that backup and go to the contest on the three, now you're already doing a move that's going to be going more downhill and actually able to burst out of it. So again, I know I'm using hypotheticals because I don't have a bunch of clips of me actually using it, but let's say again, this move right here, they have absolutely been baited by it. They know they're going for your contest because you are able to shoot out of it, and then boom, as they step up to you, you can go very downhill with this. But if you guys would like to see it, I will be showcasing the Prime Arena how to actually use this in a little bit more of a speed boosting and like just getting more speed way, where you can maybe go a little bit more of a wide long run, so to say. But this one right here, you're gonna see I actually do the move and sprint to the offhand. Here's the other nice thing about it too. You can still move out of this pretty decent to the offhand. Most sig size ups, if you do a move to move left, you can only go left. It's so bad trying to run to the offhand off doing a move that puts the ball in this hand. But as you can see, I get a decent move out of it and then get a contact dunk with it. Again, not really a perfect clip or anything like that as far as how to utilize it for maybe more of a shooting build. But again, this is me just showing it to you guys. Once again, running the offhand right there, it still looks plenty fine. I have to show a lot of love to that because there's not many sig size ups that can still be utilized in that offhand run style. Matter of fact, we have a couple of them right here. So this one, first of all, fire clip. I love spin lays and hop lays and stuff like that turn into dunks. But right here, once again, run to that offhand. It's still runnable. It's not great though, I will say that much. It's not like a perfect speed boost like you would get with the obviously dominant hand that you're going to be doing with any sig size up, but you can still move out of it and set up stuff like this. And then obviously you can see that nasty behind the back, put him in a contact body right there. This one's going to be a nice one too. Hit a snatch back with that James Harden moving step back. We're able to put the ball in our right hand with it, and once again, still able to get pretty good movement out of this. It's still going to beat the guy to the spot, and most situations, this is going to be someone that doesn't drop right here. You could still make a pass, because obviously, that's why you can dot people up and park and stuff like that. But in this situation, obviously, I have the dunk meter and slashing and stuff like that too on the build, so we're able to get to the paint and just absolutely like body him right there. But again, that's all set up by still even having the ability to do the offhand run ability. And it's not what I'll be showcasing for the most part in the primary, but as you can see with this one, it started with the right hand, moved into the left. I'm just doing it to set up right side movement right there with the behind the back. So you can do whatever you want with this stuff, and I'll show you even cooler transitions that we have with the Jalen Suggs as well. But again, a couple of situations where you can just get to your spots in the paint and maybe even get to your spots on the perimeter while using this. Alright, but anyway, let's get to the point of the video. So with this, we're going to have two different ways that you can actually run out of it. I have learned quite a bit, obviously, I would hope, from season 1 to season 6, and we're even like midway through season 6 at this point. So there are multiple different ways you can use this Jalen Suggs signature size up. So the first one, like I said, is going to be to do that down diagonal. The ball's gonna be in your left hand. You just flick down into the right on your right stick. It will do this move right here. Now again, like I was telling you guys, you can do this to set up your 3-pointers if you want to shoot out of those. You can obviously go ahead and just shoot the ball out of just backing up a tad bit with it. If you would like as well, you can go ahead and do it multiple times. I will say though, you want to let the animation ride out a tad bit if you want to get good backup from each of them. So as you can see, like the longer you let it kind of ride out, the more of a like walk back you're gonna get. If you just sit here and spam it backwards like this, you're gonna burn a lot of stamina for the conservation of just trying to get back a couple of feet. And that's the point. You don't want to utilize this as like a substitute for the LeBron James hop back or anything like that. But what I will say is I like this Chris Paul escape, right? And this is going to be a kind of side point of the video, but I like this Chris Paul escape for this reason right here. The size up escape to the side is really, really good. However, I don't have that LeBron James hop back in my bag. I have this garbage freaking hop back right here, and it's not very good. It takes a long time. It's very sideways. It goes like back into the ball hand. I don't like that. So for the situation of some people where let's say a lot of people like to do this Westbrook into hop back, right? And they'll do that LeBron hop back, and it works really good because it's straight up, straight down. Simple as that. It goes straight forward, straight back. However, what you could do as a substitute for it with this Jalen Suggs is you could just do the Russell Westbrook crossover and then just go ahead and flick a Jalen Suggs no sprint straight like that. So it's just boom, straight, simple as that, and you can get your shot off. Boom. I actually really do think that's pretty valid. And this signature size up at least supports the fact that maybe out of my escape, I want something that's a little bit more usable in this sense. I like it like kind of 3 hunting like this. It's going to be kind of easy and fun for me to just be able to go side to side like that, and you can still off that Chris Paul escape be able to just get straight to the hoop like that. I like the fact that this escape actually has that in its bag, whereas LeBron escape is very, very only about what can you get with your hop back. But anyway, let's get back to the point. Speed boosting. Let's talk about all that stuff. So obviously with the first one, like I said, you can like really get moving off this stuff. You just have to wait a little bit for it to load up. But I really do believe that's a good animation right there to be able to speed boost out of. And albeit, even if it does take a little bit more time to load up, the thing is too, you can still react any which way. If the defender sees this and plays your right or something like that, boom, go straight back to left. It's not going to be that hard for you as a ball handler to just react to where the defender is. Not to mention, if they foresee that your offhand dribble move is coming and they're like, all this dude does is this freaking Jalen Suggs move, they probably don't even know that it's Jalen Suggs. I don't see anybody besides myself actually even use this dribble move, to be real with you guys. Or maybe you have picked it up from me in the past, or maybe you just use your own intuition. Props to you, shout out to you if you found this as well without my help. But anyway, again, if they're just overplaying your right because they see this move coming super hard, let's go back to where we were before, you can just simply abuse the mechanics of this game. And it's really stupid. I wish it wasn't a thing, but here we are. Again, if they're overplaying your right, hit them with a little stop and go. There you go. I mean, if you can't afford to overplay someone's offhand, bro. It doesn't work like that in this game. You'll never be able to just protect someone's offhand, like the right hand in this situation. Why? Because again, they can just come out here and just hit stop and goes. It doesn't work like that. So sig size ups are all about getting you some speed built up to that offhand for the same reason of, like I just said, some people really will like to wall off the dominant ball hand, aka in this situation the right hand, to force people to have to go away from that stop and go. And then boom, maybe you just have to set something up like that and go with a little long run, shoot out of it, dunk out of it, whatever the case may be that floats your boat. But again, I really do like the fact that you can set this up out of the Westbrook. Again, maybe it's not even perfect either. Maybe like you don't like the fact that you have to be way back here to be able to do it to still get back to the 3-point line. You could even still off that maybe implement a little bit of snatch back into your game where maybe you go boom, boom, and then one more move, and there you are. Back to the 3-point line, you can still move. No adrenaline spent at all, barely any stamina either, and I think that's a pretty competent thing to do. Now, you may be wondering, well, Laker, what if I want to be able to speed boost in a quicker way than just to have to do this like flick back all the way stuff where I just have to, you know, wait for the move to go, and it's a pretty long setup in the nature of a signature size up. Well, flicking up and diagonal on your stick is going to give you this move right here, where you can, as you can see, get into your motion a little bit quicker. It's not as good and fast of a speed boost animation, if you ask me. Like, it doesn't get you running at a faster speed than the original one that we're just showcasing right here. But if you flick up and diagonal on your stick, aka just the opposite of what I was talking about as far as the verticality point. So again, just if your ball is in your left hand here, you flick up and to the right. It'll give you this move right here. Now, you're going to want to do that, but I do want to warn you guys, it's not very good for comboing. You want to make sure that if you want to do this, you want to just be able to run instantly out of it. So you can just go boom, straight like that, straight like that. And with this move, you can get downhill very quickly. As you can see, like you can just get moving a lot quicker than the other option is going to give you. However, I do want to let you guys know with this one right here that we're doing the flicking up diagonal on your right stick, you're not gonna be able to combo this one very well. As you can see, if you do this back and forth, yeah, once you get into it, it can maybe be comboed a little bit. This is what it's gonna look like if we try and do the 1-2 combo, where it's gonna go from my left hand into my right, then back to my left. So it's not really the quickest. As you can see, that's way too much load up time to be going for like a little 1-2 back into my left hand so I can speed boost. You can still do it, it's just a defender is going to be able to react to that pretty quickly, and you know, probably understand that you're going to be looking to get moving at that point in time, right? It gives them a lot of time to react. And there are multiple different ways to combo this sig size up. I mean, you could obviously go like a couple different animations can be done with this, but what I actually would recommend too, if you want to flip your ball hand after doing one of these up diagonals right here, that one, you could even go back to the backwards diagonal. So you could go up diagonal back, and then you can obviously combo a little bit more competently if you want to just do more of a setup move with this like forward one every single time, because you can just run out of it faster. But I don't do that very much, to be with you guys. I actually really do love this little backwards one. The other reason that I like doing the backwards diagonals for the sig size ups as well is you can never accidentally do a momentum dribble. Like for instance, if I were to do the up diagonal one but get my sprint button already held a little bit too early and get my left stick moving to the side that I'm trying to run too early, I'll do this on accident, and that's gonna burn an adrenaline and give you horrible speed boost animation. Obviously that's not cool. You don't want to do that stuff, and you have to be a little bit more precise and, you know, just on time with your timings when it comes to trying to do these right here, and be a little bit more patient. You gotta flick your right stick, then get to your sprinting, and then get to your obviously like left stick as well. But like I said, you can't screw that up when it comes to the backwards diagonal one. I could sit here and try as hard as possible to do that, and it just won't happen. Why? Because A, there's a little bit more load up. B, because you can't do a momentum when you flick backwards on your stick. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to do one of these. You're going to do this little behind the back right here, and that really has to be intentionally done if you ask me. Not to mention, I actually kind of like it too. It gets you moving sideways and downhill pretty easily and pretty quickly, so I actually don't even mind it if it does screw up like that. But it's pretty hard to do, to be honest with you guys. I mean, like, all you got to do is just make sure you start the move with no sprint, and then just go into your sprint right after it. Simple as that. So that is our Jalen Suggs breakdown right there. One last thing before we get away with the video though, I want to explain to you guys how to actually use this offhand one right here that I was showing in the video. So if you do this and try and run back to the left, it's going to do that little sweeping motion if you're going more sideways with it. What I would recommend do if you ever want to go to your offhand is to do a little bit more in a driving sense. As you can see, it's going to give you a little bit more of a quick load up and like get more attacking downhill, or just quicker in general if you go more downhill to that offhand. So I would say put your left stick to about 11 or 10 o'clock, and in my opinion that will get you moving a little bit quicker to that offhand. You can see it's going to give you a little bit of a cutoff one instead, like it goes very downhill. If you want that sweeping one though, obviously just take it a little wider. Simple as that. But I'm not a big fan of doing them on purpose like that, but at the end of the day, maybe you even just do it on accident or something like that too, and it's still a good animation. The key that I look for with sig size ups is like multiple different good things to look to, and obviously this provides that with the backup to set up your shot. Let's say obviously off the backup to set up your shot, someone went to contest you, now you can just kind of run past them. As simple as that, like boom, there you go, like you're going downhill. Easy like that. You can use it to set up your shots like we just said. You can also just do the quick one where you're just getting straight downhill as well. I really do think this is one of the best sig size ups in the game. I think it has so much versatility. I think both the speed boost animations are plenty quick as well, and this is all done obviously with 87 ball handle, go quick first step. If you have a 6'8" or like maybe even a small guard, I would encourage you to at least try this and see how you feel about it. To me, this also sets up pick and roll very good, because the staple pick and roll move that everybody uses for their PNR as a small guard is going to be the snatchback right here. It's going to give you a really good opportunity. Let's say that my pick and roller was on my right here. Obviously, you would want the ball in your left hand. Maybe the defender is icing off your right though and playing like really like on your right essentially. This snatchback is going to get you out of that, and it'll get you moving that way. And in my opinion, the Jalen Suggs signature size up actually does exactly that, if you ask me too. It's another like trade-off for that, but maybe with a quicker speed boost than let's say the snatchback or anything like that. And again, one thing I want to remind some people of as well, if you're afraid of using a different size up escape than LeBron just because nothing else has a good hop back, or maybe like KD does, but it's like side to side stuff isn't quite as good either, you can still try and use this as your Westbrook comboer, so to say, where if you have the Russell Westbrook moving crossover and use this quite a bit and you want something to be able to back up off, like I said, you can just boom Westbrook into the walk back instantly. Let's just show you where you would get the Westbrook too if you were to just let the animation ride out. You're gonna stay all the way down here, whereas obviously as you can see, if I cancel it out and I go with that Jalen Suggs move backwards instantly. It'll get you right back to the three-point line, ready to shoot. Not to mention, if someone's maybe afraid of your rim run off that, you can boom, do this, get them reeling to your three-pointer, and now here you are, going again. Simple as that. So I really do think this is something I would vouch for. I know some people made the 6'8 specifically to get the Kobe signature size up, just so you could do the little bop bop back and forth speed boost. But I encourage you to try this on your 6'8s even as well. I think this is an elite dribble move. I think people are really sleeping on it, and you know, just because it's not meta doesn't mean you can't be good with it. This is one of my favorites. The only other I would argue for, as far as like my favorites, is Rafer Alston. It's got this one you can combo back and forth really good with this down diagonal, and it moves decently quickly as well. And the other reason, let me vouch two things more before we go. The other reason I like these backwards ones, this is maybe just a theory, but I do like it. I feel like I'm less pluckable by putting the ball behind my back at all times when I set up my dribble moves. Whereas people who use the Kobe, they're doing it like this. They're doing either between the legs or crossovers, you know what I mean? They're putting it in the front of their body and stuff like that too. You're more bumpable, you're more pluckable if you ask me. I know it's maybe not entirely positively true. That could be more myth and theory, that putting the ball behind your back makes you harder to pluck, but it may be why I didn't really struggle with stuff like this at the beginning of the year either, when everybody else was. It's just the truth. At least that's my take on it. The other thing I wanted to mention as well, and this will be our last one before we go, I just still wanted to show you guys that you can use this move to actually like fake a run without burning an adrenaline. As you can see, you just want to barely like kind of like gas your RT a tad bit, because as you can see on that one, I accidentally did spend an adrenaline, and that one right there I accidentally didn't get running. You're gonna want to practice this one a whole lot more if you want to just do like baits of long runs, or baits of like, you know, the quick runs essentially without burning adrenaline, because you can fake people out then go, and you'll be able to conserve adrenaline a whole lot more while still simulating the intimidation factor of that you're going to get going somewhere, obviously. And you can put people, you can get them reeling a whole lot easier with that. So just want to showcase that you can even still do that. It's just going to take a little bit of practice. While I will mention that though, I lied. I have one more thing I want to showcase too. This move, what I also love about it, you can set up with other moves so well at getting downhill with this stuff. So let's just say I go like a little 1-2, right? And now you can see my player just kind of reacts and collects the ball. And the reason I say it's going to do well at getting you downhill is because you need more space to operate like that. It's going to be a lot harder to do like a downhill movement from right here without burning an adrenaline. What you're going to see is if I do this and like back up a lot, I'm going to be able to get downhill with it. And sometimes I can get through that without burning an adrenaline. And that one right there, you can see I actually did. But either way, even if you do, my whole point here is that this is going to be able to get you into those behind the backs and crossovers and stuff like that are more like downhill attacking-esque, more hyperdrive related. And again, at the same time too, you're creating those three-point opportunities. You're getting people stepping high. Maybe you can catch them with it and then boom, hit like just something between a regular behind the back, that explosive behind the back right there. Just many different setup moves that you can do all off one little simple mechanic of flicking down diagonal on your stick. So I know I dog on people for, you know, simple dribbling, because you can do stupid stuff like this and just like hit a couple stop and goes and be a good dribbler in 2K23, but it's the game we play. And if you want to add on to that as well, just having to do only one simple move to flip the ball into your opposite hand to get running that way, you can definitely go ahead and add this to your arsenal, plus being able to shoot out of it too. So anyway, that is all. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all good stuff. And like always, try to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put Suggs in the comments, search parts made our way through. One last thing too, for those who stayed, I will make mention of the fact that shot timings are a little bit different out of certain dribble moves. Like if you try and hold your X button right here, as you can see, it's going to cancel it out. So you just have to know, you got to wait a little bit in certain situations or things will look weird. And also if you waited long enough, it may be a little bit more of a gather and a collect than you're used to off just literally stopping and shooting. Simple as that. So anyway, that's all. I hope y'all enjoyed all the tips and just information and stuff like that, and just the SIG size of itself. So anyway, that's all. Hope you all enjoyed. And that, take these, man. Peace.